Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. And the video didn't even start yet, y'all. Village ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Judge snaps as child support hearing descends into chaos. Man, listen, I would not wish anybody going through the child support system. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, man. Honestly. Um, it's just one of those things where you hear so much negative, so much nonsense, so much BS, especially for the men that have to deal with it. But this can happen to anybody. I keep saying this to y'all, man. This could literally happen to anybody. But you know, it is what it is. Let's get into it. Apparently, she a swirler. Swirler community, where y'all at? I ain't asked that question in about a good month, maybe 2 months. How y'all doing, swirlers? Y'all good out there? Y'all all right? Y'all hanging in there? Talk to me, swirlers. Don't leave me hanging. Let's get into it, y'all.
And I've been providing financially for my child by myself since he was 2 years old when Mr. Johnson went to jail.
Okay. What are you asking the court to do today?
I want a child support order started, and I also would like retroactive pay because I've been providing for the child financially by myself without any help from the court since he's gotten out of jail, May of 2023.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you correct, you want retroactive support since May of 2023.
Yes, since he gotten out of jail, he should have
you understand, been providing that hasn't
for my child.
Okay. Okay.
Let me
has that been played for?
In here, Mr. Asif, Ms. Thompson.
Yes,
once the order's been ordered, and just like you got the original order of support, that was ordered. Then it stopped at some point because of Mr. Johnson's incarceration. That was ordered. Once there's a court order, we're not supposed to go back behind that order. The only thing the law would allow me to do right now on this modification is go back to the date the other party or parent was served with the paperwork put in my notice that there's going to be on modification. So now you get the child support back reinstated. But the furthest back I can go is to the date he was served. If I look
understand that. That's just when he asked, was that what I wanted? No, that's not what I wanted. But I definitely understand that was explained to me.
Well, I'm a court. I have to follow the law. My paycheck depends on it. I'm me doing my job correctly. However, it's there. I can't go past a certain date, and that would be the service on Mr. Johnson, and he was served March 18th. So the earliest I could go back for this child support to go back would be March 1st. Now, I understand he's opposing it and wants it to start in the future, June 1st, then you're opposed to that. But I don't want to waste your time or my time talking about 2 years worth of support because I can't do it. Got it? Okay, thank you. And it was everything else Mr. Asif stated correct, though, that, well, we still have another issue to go talk about. So, Mr. Asif, you want to go with that one?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Thompson, do you have access to private health insurance you can place the child on at this time?
No.
Okay. And
big surprise.
Can you please explain to the court why you're requesting the backdated child support obligation?
Because I'm not able to maintain a steady job. I take care of 2 special needs children by myself financially. I deal with mental health issues, as well as taking care of my mentally disabled children without any help or any support whatsoever.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Is there anything else that you'd like this court to know?
Real quick before we get into part 2. So she has two disabled children, two kids with disability. I can't even talk right. 2 kids with disability. From my understanding, people with disabilities in general, for the most part, receive some sort of disability check, right? So she's getting that. I would assume the food stamps hitting like crazy. I would assume she's in Section 8, just to name a few. And if I'm not mistaken, depending on what state, because I know certain states they have for women that's on government assistance. They have daycares and stuff like that for them. I just did a video. If I remember, put the at the top. I just did a video of a 24-hour daycare. That was my first time hearing about this. I said, "What the hell?" When they started doing 24/7 daycare. So again, depending on the state, it is what it is. But whatever. She had 2 kids with Buddy, and she said that Buddy was in and out of jail, in prison. What he got locked up for? Let's keep going.
My information to be kept confidential.
Okay. And can you please explain to the court why?
Because Mr. Johnson is still involved in drug-related activities. I'm not comfortable. I've never been fully comfortable with his lifestyle, his way of life, or wanting him to bring his lifestyle around me or my children. And I've been saying that from jump. Since the first order, December of 2018, I've been asking for some type of help, protection for me and my kids.
What concerns do you have about Mr.
Hold
Johnson?
on. I'm trying to figure out if we're really going to hear this or not today, because I can put for another day. But Ms. Thompson, have you ever gotten the non-disclosure in all those orders that you've come to court for before now? Have there ever been one in place, a non-disclosure?
Yes, there was. And the original one in December of 2018, he's not supposed to know my address, my phone number.
If that's true, then usually the process is we continue it. So I don't know if that's
So what happened is when we went to court last year, July, and saw Judge Chris Schneider, I didn't have a lawyer. Mr. Johnson did. Nobody took my concerns or anything that I said seriously because he had a lawyer and I did not.
What is that?
So when I came to court,
hold on. What was the case you were in front of Judge Schneider about?
For a modification.
She keeps over talking to the judge.
He tried to take custody of my son after he got out of jail when I went no contact with him after he told me he was not going to help.
Your Honor, if we could maybe narrow this hearing to the issues in front of us.
I'm trying to do that, Mr. Asif. However, I need to know whether I'm hearing the non-disclosure or not, or whether we have a trial, whether we can continue. So that's why it's relevant, sir. But Ms. Thompson, did the court continue it, or they didn't even discuss the non-disclosure, so it might still be an effective?
Yeah, he didn't. The judge. They weren't trying to listen to me because I didn't have.
I don't want to hear that part. I want to know what the order says. That's all I can do.
He made me give the Judge Schneider made me give my address in the court in front of everybody. So he had my address then. They tried to play it like if I wasn't.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You answered the question. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reserve it. I'm going to let everybody get on board with what needs to be proven for that before I just willy-nilly grant it or don't grant it in a temporary order right now. We're going to reserve that issue. However, they won't publish information on this order. If it's already been published and another judge had already taken it up, I have to start over on this case with you proving it up again on why I should do it. So I'm going to give you time to do that. I'm going to give time.
You'll have a reason for that as well.
I get it, but I don't want to hear it right now. We're going to postpone it to the next court case. I'm going to see you again. I have another case waiting. It's late in the day. It's been a very long day for me. So just thank you for that. We're going to reserve court costs. We're going to reserve non-disclosure. We're going to serve child support arrears. The only thing I'm deciding is a start date on the modification, whether it's June 1st or March 1st, is my understanding. Is that correct, Mr. Asif?
Yes, Your Honor. And the proving up of the agreement on medical as well.
Oh, yeah, I got that, but I'm not sure they understood you or not. The temporary order that Mr. Asif has said that you both have agreed to is that it's a temporary order. It's a modification that we're taking up. For right now, child support will be $220 a month. I haven't ordered the start date yet. That's still in question. And that's based on a minimum wage presumption. The medical support will be $57 a month. And that is starting June 1st, Mr. Asif. There's no dispute about that since it's the government program.
That's my understanding.
I don't agree with that because he just told me 1 week ago today, and I have the text message proof. He came an hour and 45 minutes late to pick my son up because he was at work. He told me he worked 7 days a week.
Okay, all right, okay. There's so much happening right now. You had 2 kids with Buddy. Buddy was in prison. I have so many questions. I have so many questions. My first question is, did you have kids with him before he went to the prison or after he went to prison? If you had kids with him after he went to prison, did you know he was a convicted felon? And if you knew he was a convicted felon, why did you have 2 kids with him back to back? He's bringing up the thing about the drugs. He sold drugs. He did this and third. Well, did you stay with him back when you knew he was a drug dealer? Because this is my issue, especially with women, right? This is my issue. Y'all be so okay when these types of situations happen. Number one, when it benefits you, right? Case in point, Buddy probably was blowing money on her, buying whatever, insert whatever stuff that she likes and she wants. Y'all know how they do. Y'all know what time it is. The minute that Buddy either cheated or Buddy got locked up and Buddy went broke again and started working his 9 to 5, she said he at work right now. So Buddy probably working, just doing a regular basic 9 to 5. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. He not buying you those designer whatever. He's not buying you the new iPhone every goddamn year. He's not buying you damn, I don't know, foreign cars. So I need answers to all those questions. You're saying he's, and let's just say 100% she's telling the truth. Did you know from the jump? Because she said from the jump, this is what she said. From the jump, I said I was uncomfortable with him selling drugs. Wait, but so did you leave? Like, were you still with him? You still had 2 kids with him. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that you found out he was a drug dealer after you had 2 kids with this man. Come on now. Come on. It benefited you, so that's why you stayed with Buddy, and that's why your ass had 2 kids with them. It's unfortunate you had 2 disabled kids. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But let's be honest here. Let's be real. You were 100% okay when you knew Buddy was out here selling whatever he was selling. So now you can't come out. You cannot sit up here. Bro, I don't like when people do that. You cannot sit up here and try to claim victim when your ass was a part of this thing the whole damn time. This is my whole thing with the Diddy and Cassie trial. You was okay with doing all these drugs. You was okay with doing the freak offs. You was okay with leading the freak offs. Now all of a sudden, when the bill comes, like my grandma used to say, when the bill comes to, when the rent is due, now all of a sudden you want to get gang goofy, and all of a sudden you want to play victim. No, we're not doing that. Let's keep going. But I need answers to all those questions.
I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about child support. I'm talking
about child support too. I have the child majority of the time. He just told me 1 week ago today that he is working 7 days a week. So the fact that see how he keeps putting the camera down because he's talking to somebody. He keeps he's working. So he literally did this the first order in 2018, and I went along with it because I never originally wanted financial support. I wanted him to get my child because he was.
So you're telling me you don't agree with the $220?
No, I do not.
Why did you say you did? Did you say in the negotiation? Ms. Thompson, did you agree to this in the negotiation?
No, I didn't.
He keeps over talking to the judge. This is crazy.
You're
they didn't tell me that amount. No, ma'am. You're the first person to just say that amount, and I don't agree with the minimum amount.
Well, I find that hard to believe if you've been here for hours and they've talked to you.
Exactly.
They told
no,
you.
Ma'am. Nobody told me $220. They keep saying the minimum amount. You're the first person.
Time out. If it's not an agreement, I understand that now. So you're going to have to prove your case. And Mr. Asif, I think we have another dispute, which is current support. So if you want to take up the issue with both parents. But before we do that, you do agree that you're on the government program for the Medicaid for the child or children?
My son is on supplemental security.
So he's got his own. He gets
Medicaid through Social Security. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but however, they are asking you to provide. Does she need to still apply for the service if the child's already receiving it, Mr. Asif? Do we need to put that in the order, or does it matter?
Yeah, he's already receiving Medicaid.
The child's already receiving Medicaid, so it doesn't matter if we put it in there or don't put it in there. If the child's already on Medicaid.
Your Honor, I'd like to put it in the order because the state we're requesting. We're going to be requesting cash medical support for Mr. Johnson as reimbursement for the Medicaid.
As far as I can tell, Ms. Thompson, the child's already on Medicaid. You don't need to reapply. However, it does give the state the ability to collect some money for the program because it's still the same program. And so that's why they're asking me to put that in the order that the government provide the insurance through your application. However, if the child's already on it, I don't think there's a problem there. You don't have to go reapply. Let's see. And
Your Honor, also, I'd like Ms. Thompson to refrain from discussing what happened in negotiations. That's hearsay and it's not admissible.
What's hearsay? What did I say?
Ms. Thompson, I need you to cooperate. You were in a negotiation room. They talked to you. There was another person that's a staff member of the AG's office or a lawyer. I don't know who talked to you, but whatever they said in the negotiation, whatever y'all talked about is not a matter for me to hear.
Anything that he hasn't said.
I get that, but I'm trying to now put you on notice, both of you, that hearsay is from the negotiation conferences. I will sustain that objection. I know, ma'am. Quit interrupting. Mr. Asif, I was trying to find out, or actually I was telling her somebody
You've been interrupting this whole damn time. I'm thankful the judge finally calling it out. Damn.
He must have told you, but I didn't ask for you to tell me what they said, okay? That's where the confusion is. I brought the issue up just because I understand you've been here for hours and you've talked to somebody, so I assumed you would have known what the order already
Are you
contemplated.
talking about the amount?
Yes, ma'am, yes. But I don't need you to talk about anything that anybody told you, so I am
I don't
clarifying
answer
that.
your question. I
I'm
just said no, I
clarifying
didn't.
it so that you understand that anything from here forward, it's not what somebody told you, it's what your knowledge of something is or your personal knowledge. So let's move on to the actual case in hand, because I have another case to get to, folks.
Idea how much he made in the past that
I've done quite a few videos with these types of court hearings and things like that, right? Where it's always the woman over talking the judge. This is insane. I think we got 2 more videos, but this is insane. I'm glad the judge finally, after them, the 3rd video, she finally said, "Ma'am, stop over talking." God, you should have been you should have been did this. Should have been said something. That is that for those that don't know, that is considered hearsay. If you cannot prove what someone said to you, case in point, transcripts, maybe like a summary or meeting notes or something like that from like an official person, or if that person's not there that you said, like let's say me and you was having a conversation, I say, "Oh, so and so told me." Now, if you were there with me in the court, that's not considered hearsay because you're there. You can confirm, yeah, I told Deb ABC 1, 2, 3. If that person is not here and you cannot get them to come in or call them, whatever case may be, that's considered hearsay. There's a lot of times in courts where you can't even call or phone a person. They'll be like, "Nah, bro, I ain't trying to hear that." "Oh, but judge, I got him on phone over here." "Nah, I don't want to hear it." Next. It's considered hearsay. You cannot do that. So she did it multiple times. The judge finally called it out. Oh, I think also the lawyer also did too, if I'm not mistaken. So the judge called both of them out. So let's keep going. I mean, the fact that she keeps over talking to this woman is crazy.
at prior jobs.
No, not for sure. But I do know that he works, and then he also told me that he's back hustling on the side as well.
Oh my God!
Okay. Do you have any other evidence to suggest
Yes.
he's presently employed aside from what he's told you?
Yes, I have the text message proof, and then I also have a witness who heard a phone conversation between me and Mr. Johnson.
Is this witness with you? Do you intend for them to testify?
I do give consent for them to testify. No, she is not here with me right now.
Okay. Would it be possible for her to be here?
Right now?
Yes.
I think it's too late. If you're not prepared now, I'm not waiting for witnesses, Mr. Asif. I have another case
Okay.
waiting as well. These are meant
Yes,
to
Your Honor.
be hearings.
Okay.
in the
Ms.
court.
Thompson, what are you requesting from this court? What
You know what I mean? If you're not there, if you're not on that phone physically right then and there, they don't want to hear it.
precise amount in the child support are you requesting?
I just need assistance with my son. I'm not trying to be difficult, but I'm not here lying. I'm not the one here lying. I have a special needs son who I need help with and I need support for. People should not be trying to take money from me, which is what Mr. Johnson is doing. I need
Nobody's
support with my special needs child.
Ms. Thompson, I need a number. I need a number based on facts. I need a number of what he's making.
I don't have any facts. He's
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Is there information that he's
Thank
talking
you, ma'am.
about?
Mr. Asif, next question.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. I'd like to reopen questioning Mr. Johnson.
You may recall him.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, what do you, when you work, how much do you make?
This previous job that I just had was 16 an hour, and like I spoke to, I forget her name, in the negotiation room. I started work the previous
objection,
Thursday and
She
Friday.
didn't say what she said. Just talk about what you know.
No,
and
I'm
what
telling you what
I
I
know.
told the lady. I know what
He
I
was
told
talking
myself.
about what he told her, so it wasn't hearsay, Mr. Asif, just because
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
used the word negotiation conference.
Yeah,
Mr. Johnson,
I
be
told her-
precise.
yeah. When I
Don't
started work
talk
last
about anything you said there. Talk to me. You're in a courtroom. Now you tell me what
Okay, I
you
worked,
said.
my last day of work was Monday. They wrote me up on Monday for missing Sunday. I informed them that I cannot work 7 days a week. That is not feasible for me, so I resigned on Monday. I worked 3 days at Purdue Foods. Anybody is welcome to call and confirm that. I have no issue with that. I don't appreciate being called a liar. I have no problem taking care of my son. If I was employed, I'd be happy to pay whatever the court asks me. But I am not employed at the moment. I would like to spend time with my son, not just work 7 days a week and not be able to see my son. That's the whole purpose of me resigning on Monday. Y'all can call and contact Purdue Foods, the Workforce Commission, anybody. I do not mind. That does not bother me. Like I said, I have an interview next Thursday. The position is $14 to $16 an hour. Lord giving that I get the job, I'll be happy to pay the appropriate amount of child support. I have never ducked or dodged my child support whatsoever. But what I'm not going to be told is I'm doing this and that by Ms. Thompson, who has no clue what's going on over here in my household and how I'm paying my bills.
I do know that
Like I said,
Ms. Thompson, it's not your turn.
3 days.
No.
I'm capable of more, but assuming that I
Swirler community, where y'all at, man? What's happening, Swirlers? I need the Swirlers to come in these comment sections right now. Y'all lied to me. Y'all told me, oh, you know, black women, y'all said, oh, when we date these white men, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. I'm trying to get this damn thing on my damn iPad. It's stuck. Y'all told me, black women, that when y'all do this, that, and the third, and y'all swirling, y'all ain't gotta worry about ABC 1, 2, 3. What the hell is going on? Shout out to Buddy, and I ain't got nothing against Buddy. Buddy making $16 an hour the legal way. Hey, bro, wish you nothing but the best. Wish you nothing but continued success, my good man. I don't understand. What is happening? Honestly and truthfully, what dead ass, what is happening here? $16 an hour, Buddy look, you know, and again, no disrespect, Buddy look late, maybe 30s, maybe 40s. $16 an hour? No disrespect, bro. Get it how you live. But damn. Let's just hear. I think we got one more video or two more videos. Let's hurry and get through this, man, because I got so much I want to say.
I get the position. If I don't get the position, then what? Then I'm stuck here. See, the whole issue arose, if I don't get the job, then I get arrested for not being able to afford my child support. Then my federal probation gets revoked, and then I'm back in prison. That does not benefit my son whatsoever at that point.
But it doesn't benefit your son to give minimum wage support when you've never been a minimum wage worker.
It doesn't benefit. Like, I don't have a problem. I'm asking for minimum wage up until next month. If next month, if I have acquired the position, we can bump it to whatever my pay is. I don't have that problem. But I don't want to be stuck in a rut where I'm falling so far behind because I owe X amount but can't get a job.
Well, you've heard what Miss
I'm a felon.
You've heard what Miss Thompson said about it's hard to raise a child on just an income and not enough.
What about me?
Ms. Thompson, I've asked you several times to not interrupt. I get your position. That's why I'm going through the process. Ms. Thompson, I get enough to where I have to do my job, and you gotta quit interrupting. You've gotta quit. I'm gonna just stop and come back next month, and if you're not gonna play by my rules, I'm not gonna do this. Okay, Mr. Johnson, what do you think is fair? Do you really think 220 is for the next 2 months, or what, even if I did back pay on that?
I mean, last time when the original order was set, I was unemployed then, and we agreed at just $10 an hour at that point.
And how much was it?
While I was unemployed,
we didn't.
It was
agree.
$291. That's what me and the state of Texas agreed on. I'm sorry now.
And is that what the
Objection, hearsay.
It's not hearsay. That's what the paperwork. My original orders were $291.
Mr. Johnson, I heard you. You don't have to repeat yourself. And I asked you, Mr. Asif, and you told me, and I'm looking for my notes now. The original order said what again? Child support.
The original order was okay. The very first order from 2019 ordered a support obligation of $291 a month in child support, beginning the first day of December 2018, and
And what was it based on? Does it have some finding about what the...
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, I'm getting to that. It also orders $70 in cash medical support. The findings on Mr. Johnson's gross monthly resources at the time were $1,700.33.
And can you do the reverse math to figure out how much an hour? Is that what he's stating that was not hearsay, that was a court order at $10 an hour?
Yes, Your Honor. Presuming that it was a 40-hour work schedule, 1733 times 12 months in a year, times
$10.
52. Yeah.
Is there any way you consider anything else, Mr. Johnson?
I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't mind paying child support. I just don't want to get caught up to where I'm arrested because I failed to make a payment because I can't afford it. I don't, like I said, I don't mind paying child support. I just don't want to get caught up to where I'm arrested because I failed to make a payment because I can't afford it.
Nobody's going to arrest you right now at the very beginning and not on a temporary order for only 2 months, okay? But you did get 2 years or more, I don't know how much, of no child support. And that's what the problem is, that Ms. Thompson had not benefited from anything until now. So yes, I understand her desperation.
2 years?
Yes, I understand her need for child support. I get your side too. However, you didn't get to Brock Court till now. So now I'm trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. And it does look like you're capable of more, and you were ordered to pay more even before your incarceration. So what's your bottom line? That it should be $7.25 an hour or not?
I will agree back to the 10 for the temporary order. I don't have an issue with that whatsoever.
Well, of course you don't, because it's the lowest that we can give you.
I mean, we're setting the date next month, correct?
Let's say June 27th is what they asked for as the next court date. Yes.
Right. We're talking about 1 month. So, I mean, I don't understand what the full argument is.
No, well, the point is, Ms. Thompson needs more, and she's always needed more, and she got stuck with 0 while you went off to prison. You get that part? She had to do without. I want you to hear that loud and clear.
When I came home, if she was so stressed when I came home in August of 23,
I don't know. That doesn't. No. I'm not going to get back on Mr. Johnson. I don't know what happened and why.
She over there crying her eyes out. She over there crying her. Listen, my ladies, and I'm begging y'all to pay attention and listen to me, please. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. She's crying her eyes out, and it goes back to what I have been saying from the jump, from the beginning. Did you know all these things? Did you know he was a convicted felon prior to having a child with him? And let's just say she didn't know. Let's just say that makes it worse, in my opinion, for you as a woman. Because why are you having kids with a man that you barely even know? By the time you have a child, by the time you say your ID, well, I don't think it was married, but by the time you say your I do's, you should know everything that you need to know from Buddy, whether it's his my chart, whether it's his goddamn background, where his ass grew up at, high school, middle school, elementary school, where his ass went to goddamn daycare 30 years ago. You should know a plethora of you. My issue, ladies, with y'all is y'all be so quick in majority. Y'all be so quick to lay on your back and let these dudes nut all inside you. Y'all be so quick to let these dudes do all these things, and y'all don't be knowing a goddamn thing. Oh, I ain't know he was a convicted felon. I ain't know he was unemployed. I ain't know he had 5 kids from 5 different females. Did you do your research? Did you do your due diligence? It's so crazy, ladies. Y'all do way more investigations on a goddamn Amazon review than y'all do on a damn man. It's crazy. Y'all will sit there and read all 1,000 comments from an Amazon product, trying to do your due diligence to make sure that you don't buy the wrong product. I don't get it. You're not going to look me in my eyes and tell me that she did not know Buddy was a convicted felon, Buddy was unemployed, Buddy was a drug dealer. You knew, I would assume you knew all of these things. Hell, I'd be nice to give you 2 out of 3. Which 2 you want? I guarantee your ass knew he was a convicted felon. I guarantee your ass knew he was a damn drug dealer. The drug dealer's sticking. I don't give a damn what y'all say. So I'll give you 1 more out of the other 2. Let's really have a conversation. A lot of y'all don't want to hear it. A lot of y'all refuse to believe it. Just refuse to believe it, because I guarantee y'all, she knew all these things and she was benefiting from it. And the minute that Buddy, whether he got locked up while they were together or before they were together, I'm not too sure. But something happened along the line to the point where the money slowed down. She's saying that Buddy is still selling drugs. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. Because if that's the case, then a lot of that money is going to be under the table, which is the reason why she's asking for more money. But you will have to prove that in court. You have to prove that Buddy is still selling drugs. And even if you were to prove it, let's just say she could prove it. Even if he was to prove that Buddy was selling drugs, only thing that's going to happen is his ass going back to prison. And now you right back where you started as far as needing money for your damn children. Needing money for your children. If I'm not mistaken, she said she got 2 kids. So that means she got 2 baby daddies then. Because he said from my son, he didn't say sons or he didn't say children. He said my child. He said, I'm going to take care of my child. I'm going to take care of my son. Singular. He didn't use the plural term. So I think she got 2 baby daddies. Let's keep going.
It doesn't matter to me what happened and why you're here now. You had no support for 2 solid years for whatever reason. I don't care whose fault it was or whose grace it was that it happened. But it didn't. I don't need to talk about that. I want to know why I should do 725 even for 1 month. Yes, I do. I want to know that. If you're ready to talk to me and to answer my question, I'll unmute you. But until then, I'm going to ask you before I unmute you, sir. I need to know what your bottom line is. And if it's minimum wage, just say it. Just then quit giving me reasons for it. I don't need to hear any more reasons. Just tell me, what's your minimum request at this time, or your maximum request?
10 would be my minimum.
Minimum wage presumption. That's what you want right now.
$10 an hour.
$10.
No, minimum wage 7.25. You're correct.
I'm not sure you talked out both sides of your mouth. You first said, I think the money for the $10, and then you realized that wasn't 10, so you really want the 7.25 an hour. That's what you're saying.
No. I say 10 is fine with me right now. The $291 or whatever I was paying then,
Okay,
I don't have any
thank you.
issue paying that right
You
now.
answered my question. Thank you. Do you have any follow-up, Mr. Asif, for Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Thompson, I need to talk to you again. I need to have whatever proof you have on his income, not to call names, not for me to tell you that I'm finding him to be a liar, not for all the distress you've gone through. I know you have. I have no doubt about it. That doesn't help me. I need to figure out what I can apply, what the law applied to these facts, what the facts are. So, Ms. Thompson, if you have some argument to make on the child support not being $7.25 an hour, you tell me what it is you want me to base it on and which position or whatever for why I should do that. So you're allowed to talk. Just answer that question, Ms. Thompson.
Real quick before she get into it, the thing, ladies, again, I keep saying the same thing. I hate that y'all now all of a sudden you want to cry. Now all of a sudden you're playing victim. It irritates the hell out of me. You don't get to sit there and play victim. I believe this is her second baby daddy, which makes me add more questions into the mix. And now I want to know who the first baby daddy is. What does he do is he locked up too? Because now I'm thinking like, no, that's the type of dude you like. You like thugs and convicted felons. Now you want to sit up here boo-hoo crying with your goddamn tissue all up in the damn. You're not finna get no sympathy from me, man.
I think his minimum payment should be whatever his last job was until he gets another job. Yes, he has additional income. He told me that he's back selling drugs. So he has income. He has more income. The minimum is not gonna cut it for me.
You know,
and he was just getting paid $15 an hour.
Ms. Thompson, I have never ever in my 30 years on the bench.
If he can put it in the bank account.
Ms. Thompson, I'm not gonna charge child support based on drug wages.
Well, if he can,
I don't even know what it is. Do you know what it is? Do you have any idea what it is?
Yeah, because I witnessed a lot, which is why I decided to get away from him. Yes, I do. I know exactly what it is. He just told me he was selling marijuana 1 week ago from today.
The judge is not going to grant, ma'am, and this is the thing, ladies, y'all also need to men too, but this is the thing that y'all need to understand about courts. They're not going to, first of all, they're not going to grant you permission to a portion of drug money. Even if he is, and he probably is, I don't know. But let's just say he out here, damn El Chapo. Let's just say his ass out here, Pablo Escobar. You got it, making $100,000 a month. You got it. The judge is not going to say, oh, you make $100,000 a month in drug money, selling cocaine and this, that, and the third. All right, cool. 10% goes to her. That's not how that works. Even if he was a drug dealer, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? That's not how that works, bro. Y'all. And again, I'm not a lawyer or an attorney by the stretch of that mechanism. But ma'am, I would assume you should know these types of.
I'm not doing it, Ms. Thompson. Is there any other argument on the wages I should use? You already told me, but is there any last comment on that?
No, ma'am. I don't think my son should get a minimum. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Asif, any other evidence or witnesses?
I'd just like to ask one more question, Mr. Johnson.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, do you have any other children?
No, I sure don't.
No further questions, Your Honor.
And remind me, or did I hear there was only one child with him or 2 children with him? And
this case is just one child, Your Honor.
Okay, I heard Ms. Thompson say she had 2 special needs kids, but only one of those children belongs to Mr. Johnson. How old is that child, do you know, or the birthday, Mr. Asif?
I apologize, Your Honor. I was mistaken. There, in the 2017 order, there was only one child, but there was a subsequent child born in 2021.
I told you.
So there are 2 children?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, ma'am. The second one is not mine, ma'am.
I told you. I told you. When Buddy first said it, he was like, my child. He was using a singular term. He didn't say children. He didn't say sons. I would have caught that immediately. So who was the second baby daddy? Because now you over here hollering about you struggling and you got this and you got that and you got special need children, all this, that, and the third.
My second child is not Mr. Johnson's.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. I appreciate
it. Yes, ma'am.
And with no other children, the 20% is the percentage that the law would require, right? Mr. Asif?
Yes, Your Honor, 20%.
You're not possibly telling me there's a court order for a second child that with all the court orders have been done?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, if it's not a court order on the second child, then it's not going to happen today. Okay. Any argument, Mr. Asif? State's closing argument?
Well, I guess the state's only concern is on the government medical and the cash medical support. Your Honor, we'd request should this court find Mr. Johnson's gross monthly resources to be higher than based on the minimum wage presumption, then I'll be requesting an appropriately higher cash medical support amount, 4.5% of his gross monthly resources. As for the child support, Your Honor, I would not object to a finding of deliberate underemployment.
I don't think anybody argued he's deliberately unemployed. He is unemployed, and he's got a limited history since the prison, and I assume...
Ladies, what can y'all learn from this? Honestly. And no disrespect to the lady here, the young lady here. I refuse to give them sympathy anymore. You had one child in 2017, you had your second child in 2021. I refuse to give them sympathy anymore. It's not happening. You have one child from a dude that's a drug dealing convicted felon, can't keep a damn job. He had to resign from a grocery store because he couldn't work 7 days a week. You can't work every day. Bro, I understand. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Nothing against him. He's a convicted felon. He don't got options like that. He don't have choices like that. The fact that he's able to get an interview is by the grace of God. Because, and let me explain something, because I do the hiring for my department. And to be fair, to work in my department, you have to have some type of education. You have to have, for the most part, at least a bachelor's. At least a bachelor's is required. Master's is preferred. And for even for some of my positions, for my equivalent, it's master's preferred. I'm sorry, master's required. Doctor's preferred. So just based off that alone, you can't even get an interview if you got a damn record. And best believe we gonna find out because we do our due diligence, right? We're gonna find out. And once we do, say, listen, I'm very sorry, but you can't work here. So the fact that by the grace of God, this man is able to get an interview, let alone find another damn job, you got it. $14 to $16 per hour sounds about right. At that point, hell, hey, bro, I'm hoping your ass is selling drugs. 16, at 14 to 16, right? You got 14 to 16 open. Let me get my calculator out. 14 to 16. Let's just give them 16. 16 times 40, right? Let's assume it's a full-time job. Bi-weekly, right? Oh, oops. Oh, what am I doing? Y'all know I dropped out of third grade, right? I keep telling y'all won't listen to me. I dropped out of third grade. 16 times 40. So 1 week he makes 640 and then times by 2, right? A bi-weekly check. 400 after taxes. Let's just say, oh boy, I hope you don't live in a state where there's state taxes, because that to 100 gonna get ate up. But let's just say, let's be nice. Let's be nice and say he paid $300 a month in taxes. Let's just be nice. $980 every 2 weeks. That's not a lot of money. Hell, not in South Florida. That is not and that's, let's see, times by 2. That is not a lot of money. 1,900? Bro, my rent is 18. Sir, your ass, boy, hey, and I gotta mind you, I got a 1-bedroom, 18 for a 1-bedroom. Yeah, bro, I don't know what state you living in, but you making, hey, bro, you ain't making enough. You ain't making enough to survive out here. Not in South Florida. Now, buddy living in like Kansas or in, South Dakota or something like that, something like, or, even some parts of like Ohio, Oklahoma, stuff like that. All right, cool, you got it. You might that little $2,000 a month that'll stretch. That'll stretch. But God forbid, I hope you ain't living in California. Boy, look at here. Them taxes gonna take up about half of that check. By the grace of God, man, bro, I hope if I have an update, I'll do an update. A lot of the time these type of videos, they don't provide updates like that. So if I do find one, I will do it, and I'll do it for y'all. I got y'all. But at the same time, bro, I'm because this video's going on already way too long. Just ladies, what the hell can we learn from? What can you learn from this? What can you learn from this? Honestly, I'm not even gonna give you an answer. I want y'all to put in the comment section. Let me know what y'all learned from this. I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, be safe for